push it in till it'll stop. And then you're going to keep pushing pressure on it and then push this in and lock into place. All right, so let's get our last one done, and then we're going to retighten these coils. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we got that done. Now, since we're back here, let's grab our fuel line, and we're just gonna, that's all you have to do is, I'm gonna make sure this definitely like to go down. Push this on, and you wanna make sure when you push it on that it clicks into place. See, now I didn't hear no click, so that's what's gonna happen when you go to start this car up. Gas everywhere. So you wanna make sure you push it in until you hear that click. There it is, just heard it. And put that on. Now, let's continue walking around. We got a little harness right here. We got this valve that bolts up to the top of the plenum, so we know that stays right there. Then we got this little wiring harness, this little connector right here, this wiring harness. Let's get this out of here, between here, because that's gonna go just like that. Then we walk our way around. We got our connector right here with a bunch of wires. That's gonna go to our fuel injectors right there. We're not going to get that yet because this bracket bolts to that plenum up there also. So now we're going to start coming around here and pick up this whole mess of wiring. And then you have this little end right here. See this little bracket right there? That goes down and clips on right there to the valve cover. I'm going to bring the whole harness around and clip that down. That is perfect. And pretty much your wiring harness is going to start, the wires is going to start forming right to where they belong. As you can see right here, we have our cam sensor. Let's plug that in till it clicks. Go down, we got our VVT down here. The wiring harness is already there. Click that in. We got our other VVT right here. Let's make sure that that's it here. Click that. Then our other cam sensor. Connect that. Now, this rest of this harness will go up in the front. Now we're not gonna move on to the other side yet, because what's next, guys? What goes over here? See what the heck you talking about? I'm civvy. Alright, what we gotta do now is get out. We have a bracket that goes here for our computer to mount to. So let's go get that bracket and we'll be right back. Alright, here's our bracket with our computer already mounted to it. Got our screws in there that you should have left in there like I told you from the beginning. We got our mounting screws, 1, 2, and 3. So let's take our bolts out. Bring them around. Let's get this one lined up first, right there, so that way we know where we are, just by a couple threads. Then we move around to this one right here. Perfect, a couple threads. Now this one over here, let's take our mechanics wire off so we can swing this harness out of the way down, because right you're gonna have the one bolt that we got in there. It's a 10 mil. Should have took that out. Let me take that out. Okay, take that. Let's put that to the side. And now we got a longer one. We gotta follow this bracket down and put that, try to get that 10mm bolt in there. It sucks. It sucks, I know. Let me see here this way. Yeah, I'm just gonna reach in there. I know it's hard to see. There it is. You see me right there? Mm-hmm. Alright, so put that bolt in there. Turn that by a couple threads. I'm gonna actually go more than a couple threads. Okay, now we got this bracket over here holding a harness on, but we're not going to worry about that yet. What we're going to do is get these bolts tightened up. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to use a 13mm shallow socket, 3/8 drive with my cordless nut driver. And I'm going 1, 2. Now for that 10mm bolt, what I'm going to do here is go back over here and bring this in as much as I can by hand. Then I'm gonna get me a 10mm speed wrench. Go in there and finish tightening that up. Alright, that's tight. Now we got our harness going to the computer with that little bracket right there. How are we gonna get this? Where did this go? Got look at this thing and see how it actually went. And from the way it looks like, you can see that bracket while I'm doing it? Mm-hmm. It looks like it went like that. This is what they did, man. They put this thing.
And then that attaches
Right,
with a bolt?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
This is where I took that.
Oh, right.
Bolt out.
I'm like, I don't see a bolt.
Let's get this. Okay. All right. Got the bolt started. Get our harness all out of the way here. I'm not sure how this is going to go. All right, now what I'm going to do is bring this in by hand as much as I can. Then take our 10mm speed wrench and then we're going to tighten it up. All right, so let's tighten it up and we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's take it easy. Just move your stuff around.
You take it easy. Don't tell me what to do.
We have a Christmas tree clip here. It looks like it goes right here. I mean, it looks like it. Does it go down? No, it looks like it goes there. So push that into place. Got a little bolt right here where this harness attaches to. Okay, get our 10mm. Tighten that up just till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. Ground. Let's get now. What a good idea. What you can do, guys, is when you get like grounds and all like this, just you might want to take a wire brush or something and clean that up. Even though it's grounded from here and the threads inside, let's scrape it up a little bit. Because that we don't know what that ground goes to. It could go to the computer, so we don't know. But you want to make sure that is nice and clean. All right, get that one down. Tighten it up till it stops, and then a little bit more. That's it. Move everything around. We have another ground wire that's going right to here to this torque screw. This is why it's very important to put your screws back in there. Makes this job a whole lot easier. Alright, let's get a... We can tighten it up in a minute. Let's grab our bottom harness. And what you're going to do, your tabs are already pulled out to unplug it. These latches right there, they pulled back. So you just want to get that lined up. Make sure we are doing the right one. Make sure it's back all the way. It wasn't back. I didn't have that back all the way. It was like up there. So just make sure it's pulled back all the way. Just like the coils. Push it on until it stops. Don't force, just till it just barely stops. Then you're going to start pushing that latch in. This is going to automatically start folding back. And you want to keep going till it latches just like that. And this little latch is going to go behind that little tab right there. Lock it in place. Let's do one more together. Well, one more. There's only one more. Let's push this back. Okay, you want to... Now, see how this is crooked? It's going crooked? Don't try to force it like that. Or you will... Those pins in there are very small. You see those pins? Or you need a light?
Yeah, you can see them.
Those are very thin pins, and they can bend very easily, especially if you're sitting here trying to put this thing on crooked like this. Pull the harness a little bit. Pull on the harness. Try to get that to line up straight, so then you can go straight on. All right, Sylvia cut the camera off on us, so we got to do this again. Remember, make sure it's straight going on. Make sure that plug is pulled back, the latch is pulled back. Make sure it's going on straight. Now I'm not gonna be able. Okay, push down. You're putting a little pressure on it, and push that latch in. And just now you can just help this one around, and it will lock into place. That is.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now you push this part in. Can't you just take the metal and flip it?
You probably can, but let's see. I don't know.
Well, don't do it now.
Well, now it's like kind of hard. I don't know, guys. Just push both sides so in that way you don't bend this or anything. Just do it that way. Don't listen to Sylvia.
Don't listen to me.
Now you take a T25 torque socket. Let's tighten. You know, I feel sorry for people who skip our videos because they miss parts like this, and we always get that. And people always ask us questions.
They say, I watched your whole video, but
yeah, I got this problem right here. I got this wire that's left out, and I'm not sure where it goes. Well, then you missed the part of the video. Hate that mess, man. I'm getting too old for this, man.
Tell him. You tell him.
Yeah. All right, tighten it up till it stops, and a little bit more. Guys, man, this is coming out great.
When do we get started?
I have no idea. No idea. All right, this part right here goes around the throttle body or some mess like that.
What
I
is
don't
that
know.
for?
It's just
the handle?
Yeah. All right, but we ain't gonna worry about that yet. Now we're gonna start walking our way around. Same thing with this valve cover. It's got the little clip right there. It hooks right on to there. Now, I should have showed you on the other side. You see these points right here? What they do is they will stick right into here. One right there and one right there. So
it helps hold it in place?
Yeah, so you gotta make sure they lined up, push down, and it'll clip right into place just like that. And look at that, our harness is already ready to be plugged up. VVT, no, I mean cam sensor, VVT, and now we got one down here, VVT, push them until they click, cam sensor. All right, now we pretty much got the front together. We got this over here. I'm not gonna worry about that yet. We're gonna get around it. Because remember this hose over here, we have this pipe with an O-ring and a seal goes in here. We're gonna look at this right now. I'm gonna see if so it's gotta go underneath there. So it's gonna go like that. I just want to make sure that this is not in our way of everything coming around.
Harley.
We got this right here. And we have our Harley.
He said what?
That's Sylvia's dog, man. Dang it, that's Sylvia's dog.
That's not my dog.
We got our power steering pump reservoir. Just want to make sure nothing else is going to be in the way when we go around. Matter of fact, let's unhook this now and bring this around. And we have our bolt right there that's going there. Uh-oh, that's an 18mm bolt right there. There we go. I guess, no, wait a minute. We gotta take that back out. Where's that third one? Oh, right there. So 1, 2, and looks like, yeah, looks like it's that 18mm bolt we're gonna have to take back out. So can we get this? Yeah, we can actually do this. Let's get this 18mm back out, and we have our two 13mm bolts right here. Same length. Alright, let's get this 18 back out of there, and we'll be right back. Alright, we got our bolts out. Let's bring our reservoir over. 18mm. Let's put that back in there. A couple threads. Then our two 13s. We got one right here. And then one under here. Okay, now we're gonna tighten those up. I'm using my, hey, what did that just socket? No, oh, there it is. Using an 18mm shallow 3/8 drive and a 13mm shallow 3/8 drive. Go in here. One, two, switch over, and let's get this one tightened back up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Next thing we're gonna do, our two 10mm bolts. We're gonna take those bolts out, and this part right here, guys, is important. This is where our water outlet housing is gonna go. You see the gasket we got around there? Now what you want to do is just take your screwdriver or razor blade and get that out. The reason being that you want to make sure that when you put that housing in there, none of this gasket maker is in the way and stop it from sealing. Okay, now you're gonna have a gasket inside of here. I got a really fine screwdriver.
Oh, that's really flat.
Yeah. And just go in there and pop that out. Yeah. Okay. Throw that away. Then you got your O-ring right here. And you can tell it's bad because if you look at the O-ring, you can see how flat it is. It's not sticking out like an O-ring. It's no longer an O-ring. It's a flat ring. That's an uncle joke. Pop that off. All right, now what you...
And make sure you drop the pipe down there.
Now what
somewhere.
you want to do? You're ignoring Sylvia.
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
What you ignoring Sylvia? Get you a wire brush, and you want to just clean out inside the grooves right there. Now, as I'm cleaning out inside the grooves, Sylvia is going to show you the seal and the O-ring and the gasket right here that you're going to need.
Okay. Well, let's see. This is your gasket, and here's the part number. Okay. And
I want to see what Tim doing.
Yeah. And then here is the O-ring. Got it? Good.
All right. We cleaned it up around there. So what you want to do, let's grab our O-ring. Put the O-ring around it. Oh yeah, yeah buddy. Turn it over. Get our new gasket. And this gasket ridges on it. And those ridges helps it stay inside the housing. Just want to make sure you line it up to where it's supposed to go. It can only go in one way. And then push that down just like that. No sealer or anything is needed. Unless you El Cheapo and you're using the old one, then you're gonna have to put some gasket. No, I'm not. Don't even do that.
They're not that expensive. Get some new ones.
People are cheap.
Like a couple of dollars.
People are cheap.
Fine, then go walk.
All right.
Drive around in your coolant leaking Cadillac.
Yeah. All right. Now, what you want to do, guys? Like this one right here, you could take a little antifreeze, and just put it around here. It'll help with the installation of that. But let's see how I got this. In fact, let me.
So you don't recommend using any kind of lubricant?
You can, but you want to make sure you use lubricant that will not affect rubber. Like some lubricants might enough be to swell that up, and it'll mess it up.
See.
So put a little antifreeze around there. Okay, let's get this thing lined up to where it's supposed to go. Alright, let's get our 2 bolts. You might have to move the housing around a little bit to make sure you got it lined up. Okay, let's get this one. Now this one's kind of difficult to do by hand, so you might have to use the ratchet and all. Okay, now it seems like I got it, but just to be on the safe side, let's get our 10mm deep socket, 1/4" drive with our 5" extension, and then we're just gonna, yeah, it's going in perfect. Alright, bring them in, and try to bring them in evenly so the housing is not crooked. Alright, then you want us to go till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. Alright. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're moving all around. Everything is coming out great. Next thing we do while we're over here, let's get our oil filter done. We have a 24mm hex feature here, a nut. So let's get our 24mm 1/2" drive with our 1/2" drive ratchet with a 6" extension, and this is only supposed to be, as you can see on top of there, 25 Newton meters. Wait a minute, is that's an arrow facing that way?
Yeah.
Is this counterclockwise? No, don't just mean 25 Newton meters tight.
That way.
Holy cow!
Get your DeWalt.
Dang it!
You okay?
Man, this thing it's probably, you know they didn't change this oil filter. This thing's this tight.
Since 2006.
Let's see how this oil filter looks.
Ew.
Okay, let's go out here to the light. I don't know if there's let me see any markings on it. There it is. STP. Oh yeah, they changed it.
Oh man.
They changed it.
STP in a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Geniuses.
All right,
Yeah, but that was a long time ago because that don't look.
it don't look like
It don't look
STP from.
healthy.
Well, it don't look like STP from the store, do it? Or maybe it is. I don't know.
Okay.
Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, for this part you're going to need a screwdriver. And we have an AC Delco part number. There you go right there.
Wait, your finger is blocking it. Your finger is blocking it. Thank you.
Okay. Pop our filter off of there. Okay, throw that away. This is really messy oil right here. Alright, then what I'm gonna do is, you know what? Let's get some carburetor cleaner.
I was gonna say, I know you're gonna clean that.
How's that, Sibby?
Better.
Alright,
Not the way.
take your flat screwdriver. You got your seal around here. O-ring.
Oh, ring.
Pop that off. Got your new O-ring in here. So what happens when you get oil in it. Yes. Okay, let's put that on. Then you want to go down until it gets in that groove right there. Okay, perfect. The oil filter can go in either way. I'm going to install it with the words facing up. And that's what you do, just push that down. And it is in place, man. That looks good. Guys, now on this, because we saw the bearings in this. And if you open this up, you can see like all kind of stuff inside there. And you gotta remember, man. Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. If this filter is clogged, you're not gonna get no oil throughout the engine. You're gonna get very little. Gotta get not enough. So that can definitely cause those bearings to mess up like that. Personally, I believe it's because they was beating on it. I mean, the 3.6 can move. So that's what I think. So let's get over here, change our gloves, and get this installed. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, let's get our new oil filter and set it down in there. And you want to turn it by hand. Now, as I said, you can do it 25 Newton meters, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my ratchet again and slowly turn it, because you want to slowly turn it to make sure that O-ring sets down in there and don't bind up. Alright, it stopped, and that's it right there. Alright, it is definitely looking good here, guys. Alright, we'll be right back.